Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, let me see who was here first. Amelia Rodriguez, thank you so much for being first. Uh, there we go. Slides are up. Lord only knows what I just forgot to do, but I won't worry about it. Okay, so I don't think it should be so long as it was yesterday, but we do have a few things to cover. Okay, and let's see. Charles visits court day before Prince Harry's ruling. Um, did I spell that right? Oh, and Meghan and Harry poll. Wait till you find out where that poll comes from. Once you figure out where that poll comes from, you'll know to tell them exactly where to stick it. And then those two misfits, Will and Kate. A little something about them. And I do mean a little because there's really not much to them. Um, all right, let's get on with it, shall we? So, right here, this is the poll. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle surge in popularity. And look at the date. Look at the date. That was from yesterday. And then over here on the right side, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's popularity soars to highest level highest level yet in bombshell poll. Why does they always have to attach bombshell? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are hitting great heights of popularity in the U.S. just days after the publication of Omid Scobie's Endgame. Well, what does that tell you? Time for another book. You know what? These polls don't mean anything because, as we all know, anytime that the Sussexes are out and about, anytime they are living their best lives, anytime, they are always very well received. Now, I do have some concerns about that because um, I would say maybe on two occasions I know for sure, and maybe there's a third that I cannot think of. Um, People that have shared their moments with the Sussexes in the sun, I'm speaking figuratively, have been roundly criticized and attacked by the Sussex squad. Um, and I get it. We want to be very protective and everything, but we cannot cover them in bubble wrap and those uh, mailbox store peanuts, and we can't cover them in cotton wool and put them inside of cardboard boxes and then layer that in pillows so nothing can possibly be damaged. We have to let our children grow up. We have to let them grow up. And you know, that means that if they go to a Katy Perry concert, or maybe Doria takes a photo with those people, we got to stop attacking. Oh, yeah, that was another time. We got to stop doing that knee jerk reaction. Um, I get it. We care. But at the same time, that is going to cause embarrassment. And if there is a negative backlash, do we want it to come from the Sussex squad? You know, you can love a person too much. Do we want that backlash to find its way to them because of something that happened with the Sussex squad? People have the best of intentions when they meet them, and we got to let them grow up, and we got to let go of these grudges that we have because somebody said something 10 years ago, and got to let that stuff go. Got to let it go. There's no future in that. People make mistakes, people do desperate things while they're trying to get that bag, and it happens. But my concern, and not just for Harry and Meghan, But for anybody that you are supposed to, or not supposed to, that's the wrong word, but that you say that you care about, um, the the um, the reality is people are going to make mistakes, and I don't hang on to grudges forever. I don't forget, but I don't hang on to those grudges because it is toxic. It is toxic. I heard a story a long time ago from Oprah Winfrey. Oprah had a falling out with someone in Chicago, and she didn't talk to that person. And she was sure that that person's consciousness was eating away at them. The very core of their being was being consumed by this um, situation that just, I don't know, just blew out of proportion. And she just knew that this person was suffering. And then she said one day she saw her in Marshall Fields, and the girl was with some other girl, laughing and smiling, just good girlfriends. You would have thought it was an advertisement for some shopping mall or something. She said that woman didn't have the least bit of concern. She was out enjoying her life. And there's Oprah upstairs in her Water Tower Place penthouse apartment, eating massive quantities of food and bristling and up all night gnashing her teeth. That's what I'm talking about. Let Harry and Meghan grow up and enjoy their lives. We can love them and care about them without going after people. At least think about it before you do it. Don't react right away. Give it a day. It's not going to be any less important if you respond a day later. But anyway, that's what I had to say about that. So, the poll, as for the poll, I don't think it really matters. If you ask me, they polled the same people that they get the negative polls from, and maybe that group of people are less toxic because some of them may have actually heard all these terrible things about Harry and Meghan, and then you see them out interacting with people and having fun, and it is necessary to step away from the public eye. But it can also be very detrimental because while you're away, your enemies are defining you. And in politics, they always say, never let your enemy define you, meaning that you have to get your message out there because the public will perceive you, they will see your personality through someone else's eyes. That is not a good thing. That's why you have to get out there. You have to engage. Now, if the Sussexes feel that they need to retreat um, for whatever reason into their whatever they're doing, I respect that. But I was so relieved last September and October when they were out there kicking up their heels and being human instead of these anomalies that are void of personality to these masses of angry people who want to believe the worst. Is something about seeing a person enjoying themselves and being normal that causes all of that negativity to fall away. So um, I don't know the whole story. There may have been some safety concerns. There may have been a lot of things that they needed to work out. But I'm just saying, I'm glad that they were out and living and breathing and public and hopefully at all costs secure. But I think it helped a lot. And if these polls have any truth to them, then the polls are reflecting that openness that we enjoyed for those few months. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. But like I said, I don't know the whole story. I'm not in Montecito. I don't work for Harry and Meghan, but don't tell Thomas Markle Jr. that. I don't work for Harry and Meghan, so I don't know what the story is. But I think that being more visible may have won the day. And hopefully we can continue to see them doing very natural, everyday, millionaire, former working royals stuff. I think it helps. So, Special K Thoughts said that I think maybe about a week before we started seeing them everywhere, she was saying they got to get out there. They got to get out there. And it has gone a long way. I think it has gone a long way. It doesn't mean that I'm putting a lot of stock into this poll because, after all, it seems to have come from Newsweek. I don't trust Newsweek. However, I'm going to let good news uh, be good news. So there you go. All right, so take a look here. The royal spoke about her own experience with how the truth can be distorted online. If you look back at anything I've said, what ends up being inflammatory is people's interpretation of it. She said, per fortune, but if you listen to what I'm actually say is not controversial. Meghan concluded her remarks with a quote from artist Georgia O'Keeffe, a line that, while uttered long before the days of online comment threads, was quite pertinent to the topic. I've already settled it for myself. So flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I am quite free. And that's it. That's it. Flattery and criticism. So if these polls are flattering, um, or if they're, a setup, who knows what they are. But whatever it is, um, it's a good thing. It is a good thing. Hopefully, it's part of a trend um, that will be more obvious to other people because the thing is, positivity attracts more positivity. And so, if you keep having people saying awful things about you, there's always going to be someone that believes it. And usually, it's someone who loves to believe the worst in anybody. But the only way to counteract that is to demonstrate that you're a human and not a monster. And just living your best life is one way to do that. But if you're not visible, then sometimes people think you're hiding, you know? And I know that's not the case. Again, there may be reasons that are beyond whatever, but also they have two small children. It may be just as simple as they have two small children. So, whatever the case may be, it's their choice. And I'm going to support them regardless. But again, I think it's helpful to be free. Okay, let me see if there's any comments. Hmm, nothing. Let me see. Well, Lottie says that's why after take a mental break every now and again for my mental health. It's just too much foolishness and it gets on my last nerve. Yeah. Again, that could be for just about anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be Harry and Meghan, where one has to take a step back because, as you say, there's just too much foolishness and it takes a toll. So, yeah, it can take a toll. Let me see. Beverly McCaskill says, I do agree that we squatties have not react so quickly when have to not react so quickly when we hear negativity about them instead of listening to racist dumb idiots. Thank you so much for your comment. And oh, how about I clean these glasses? Oh, how about I clean these glasses? Let me see, what else do we have here? Ah, Black Queen says, welcome to the live chat. All right. Yeah, polls don't mean nothing to the Sussexes, and these were only something the British royal family has for their personality. The Duchess of Sussex are just being themselves and loving life. Yes. Yeah, I'm glad for the polls, but I don't. There has been so many bad polls out there, and that's why I said I'm not putting too much, especially coming from that source. Coming from that source is not necessarily believable. Oh, okay. I think we're good. I'm going to move on. Hey, cookies and cream, Susie Q. So again, this was yesterday. Misan Harriman, Daniel Aiello, and our Duchess wearing that very cool chocolate brown outfit. Well, I have some information about that. There we go. All right, let me get my glasses back on. And what do we have here? It says here Meghan Markle just wore the uh, influencer. Oh, just wore the influencer approved color that everywhere that's everywhere at the moment. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on, let me try it like this. Okay, that's better. Known around the world for her effortlessly chic style, the Duchess of Sussex knew exactly what she was doing when she stepped out wearing an all brown outfit to attend the LA Tastemakers event month. In a few newly released images, Meghan is seen sporting a sophisticated Valentino matching suit in the trendy winter colorway. And we can't get enough. Colorway and colorway? What is colorway? Colorway, and thanks to Megan's, oh, or did, well, okay, color. And thanks to Meghan's Markle's latest ensemble, we think it might just take the crown. Not one to do things in halves. Meghan fully learned, fully leaned into the hot chocolate trend, pairing the two-piece suit with a brown turtleneck from Reese and a pair of Armani heels. The trend isn't limited to fashion. Okay, let me see. Manis, is that Manis? Are also getting chocolate makeovers. Who is Manis? Rich, silky, smooth cocoa tones are the moment. And I, for one, can't get enough, explains Hello Fashion Oren Carlin. The chocolate nails trend is infiltrating feeds and fingers alike with milky, mesmerizing browns, richly something something. So, yeah, anyway, that is what they say. It's a Valentino paired with some Armani heels and a turtleneck by Reese. So get your credit cards out. Get those credit cards out. Or as they used to say, charge it. What's that? Black Queen said, Parent, can we find one brave soul on Shutter Island to cry out in the crowd when fraud, Will, and Kate go out in public for photo ops, grifters, pickpocketers? um, I wish. I really do. And they what are those people? The Republic people. The next thing they have scheduled is for May. I think it's May the 4th or something like that. But if only. I mean, um I don't, but I wonder if these outings are mentioned in their diaries, because of Republic, they have actually omitted a lot of, well, you know what? I got something to share about that. I do. Thank you so much for the comment. I got something to share about that. Let me see. I'll get to it soon. Now it's William, not Harry, who is the Prince of Hugs. As these heartwarming pictures show, Diana would have been proud. We talked about that nonsense yesterday. Well, look at Wilma. Look at, oh, Ernie Cool. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for being here on Royal Sussex. But yeah, check out Wilma. Wilma's in the kitchen. Someone's in the kitchen with Wilma. Someone's in the kitchen. I know. Anyway, as per usual, William, who once slept rough with a black man, finds himself surrounded by brothers today or yesterday as he went to a local kitchen. It's called the Passage. The Passage? Yeah, I think it's called the Passage. That's what I'm seeing on his apron. Anyway, as you can see, um, as per instruction from their image makers, go find somebody black and take some pictures with them. And that's exactly what he's done. As a matter of fact, he didn't stop there. Take a look there. Look at there. He's a regular Oprah Winfrey, just getting all girl friendly and touching her on. Girl, I love that blonde hair on you. Well, who did your twists for you? Now, see, girl, I tried to get some twists, but my hair came out. Yeah, all my hair, it came out. But that twist looked good on you. Don't forget to lay them ends down, no. Yeah, you got to lay them ends down. I mean, he just getting just as girl friendly. He all slapping on her shoulder. Girl, let me tell you something about these men today. Next thing you know, they're going to be out shopping and in the Starbucks getting some frappuccinos and going bowling this weekend. I mean, he didn't just got so girl friendly. Look at the knee dipped. He all got that knee dipped and got his hand all on her shoulder. Just a couple of good girlfriends hanging out. Boy, I tell you, when you are in it to win it, and they are not going away quietly. They are not going away quietly. I mean, one minute he just one of the boys probably trying to do some rap lyrics or something. I don't know what tells me he's rapping in this photo. And then when he gets with Sister Girl, he's talking about how to moisturize your scalp and how funny men can be nowadays. He's just doing the most. And then, of course, he gets over to the pensioners. And now he's talking about using deep heat and Bengay and all type of salves to work out your shoulder pain and all of that. I mean, he's doing the most. Yep. Or maybe he said something racist. I mean, after all, these look like people that grew up with Prince Philip. Maybe he said something racist. Who knows? I don't suppose he did, though, but at least not with all of those people of color around. But I don't know. Who knows what that was about? But yeah, he is not going away quietly. And then, of course, he found this guy who who looked like he went down to the local Salvation Army and got that nice puffy jacket. Something about that jacket doesn't seem to suit this guy, but he's wearing it anyway. But yeah, and so that's what he did today. He went out and hugged people. talked about hair and getting your nails, good nail shop in the neighborhood, all that stuff. This man is not going away quietly. He is in it to win it. I mean, you got to give it to him for, if nothing else, he's persistent. Now, they're going to be good and tired come January. And I promise you, when they take, excuse me, when they take off for Christmas, you are not going to see them for probably a month or two. Yep, they're going to jet down to some island somewhere. So, Omid Scobie faces further embarrassment after original foreign version of his book Endgame referred to an unspecified rumor about William. Do tell, do tell. Now, they say unspecified. Remember the word unspecified. Something tells me that that unspecified rumor about William may have something to do with a pulled pork sandwich. I wonder if that unspecified rumor has something to do with that trip to Poland. Because I told y'all, I thought it was awfully strange. He went all the way to Poland where he thought people wouldn't recognize him. And he wound up in a very unusual sandwich shop. And then, of course, as though he had seen the menu before, he said, I'll have the pulled pork sandwich. I bet you will. I just bet you will. I saw pulled pork written all over your face when you walked in. That's probably what the waiter was thinking, but I digress. But yeah, something screamed pulled pork. And there he was down in Poland getting his pulled pork on. I tell you, I would be willing to donate an organ to figure out what that's about. And someone was out shopping, and whilst window shopping, they discovered a very unusual collection of porcelain plates in a local shop. Um, I could see the Duke of York. I can't make out that other person. And I believe that's Charles and Camilla. And I think maybe that was from back in the day when she used to smoke. So I see Charles and Camilla. And I don't know, maybe that's the waitress from the Pizza Express. And I don't know who I see Jeffrey and that Jelaine. Yeah, that's who that is. Yeah, I can see him. Yeah, that's who those people are. Huh, I knew they looked kind of familiar. Interesting. You never know what you're gonna find when you're out shopping, huh? You just never know. Okay, let me see. Our country is judged globally by the state of our press and our government, both of which I believe are at rock bottom. Prince Harry speaking during court case against Mirror Group newspaper. So don't forget, you guys, the judgment is tomorrow, or the ruling is tomorrow. Andrew Bodie, you're killing me. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'm glad you're enjoying yet another episode of Royal Sussex. And Black Queen says, Baron, Italian lady voice, please. Didn't have enough space. Okay, okay. Let me see. Attentiones, a pickpocket. Attentiones, a pickpocket. Attentiones, everybody, a pickpocket. And he wants us to pull the pork sandwich. Attention, everybody, pull pork sandwich. Wait, look at bruh back there. Look at bruh. You can see them other two, they ain't hardly moving, right? And the one in between, he's just frozen, not sure exactly what to make of it. He's thinking about, you know what he probably is? He's probably saying, I'm hoping he don't ask me to sleep rough because I ain't going for it. But yeah, he's probably asking, do they make a good pulled pork sandwich? What could I say? If you know, you know. I forgot to put my humidifier on today. Attentioners! A pick a pocket! So, look who's won an award. Tom Bradby won an award. Well, this was very nice. Thank you. ITV Tom Bradby named Interviewer of the Year for his interview with Prince Harry that made headlines around the world. Yes, Tom Bradby has won an award for that interview. Now, remember I told you guys, some of y'all was mad at him, but I thought if the interview was going to have any credibility, he had to try to be as hard as possible on Harry. Well, check it out. I mean, for Harry to be so unpopular, and you know what's good about this is that maybe it will cause people to take another look at that interview, right? But whatever the case may be, I think that as far as people are concerned that saw that interview, it reinforced what they've already felt. I don't think that we're changing too many hearts and minds, but you don't want people to lose interest in your, shall we say, in your pursuit of truth. You don't want people to lose interest. So it's always best to make sure that you're getting your side of the story out, and that's exactly what happened. Okay. Oh, what did I miss here? Attention. Well, you know, once I start doing that, it's hard. Attentioners, pick a pockets. Oh, let me see here. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, Andrew, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, I don't think I need anything else here. Connie Bomber! Connie Bomber, I just went and got myself a Ricola. That is a gift that just keeps giving. Ricola. How did you know? So, I have a soundbite for you from Misan Harriman. I'm going to go ahead and play the whole 2 minutes of it. He said some wonderful things about our Duchess. But what else would you expect, right? Attention! Attentioners! Pick a pocket! If you've ever been to Venice, you know how those little alleyways and stuff, the sound really carries. You could hear that chick echoing all over central Venice. Attentioners! A pick a pocket!
Camera for my 40th, and my wife bought me a camera for my 40th, and she believed in me. I'm dyslexic. I failed every exam I ever took. I dropped out of uni, so I was always ashamed of my mind, and I feel I was given the tool to awaken what makes me different.
Well, we're just looking at some of your portraits now. I mean, some famous faces there from the acting world. You photographed Harrison Ford, Stormzy, Jay-Z, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. In fact, you produced a famous image for them when they were growing their young family, when Meghan and Harry were going through their second pregnancy. What were they like to work with? Because I know that the Duchess of Sussex in particular is a big supporter of yours. She hosted a screening of your new film out in LA recently.
Well, I mean, you know, the pregnancy announcement were taken on an iPad virtually during lockdown because obviously we couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go to California. And it's, you know, she's an old friend, and it's just been a great honor to document their love, their fortitude, and to have her believe in my story as a visual storyteller. It's been just an honor.
And you've produced some iconic images for them. And I know that you've traveled with Harry to the Invictus Games. That's a relationship with Harry that you had through those games. How important is it to you to combine that social activism, the importance of something like the Invictus Games, and your work? How do the two dovetail in your work with the couple?
You know, I don't want to tear up. Invictus, I just cried every day because I haven't seen such unfiltered humanity. You know, these men and women and their families, what they've been through. You're talking about veterans that have lost so much, both mental and physical ailments, and to have them compete at that level through what the Duke has created, it's just photographically it's amazing, but it's also very inspirational.
That's a collaboration with the Duke. What about the Duchess? Because she has signed with an LA agency, and I know that you're now entering into film. She could be coming back into film. Could you, as friends, combine on something in the future, do you think, as a project, perhaps?
You know, she's very busy, and we'll see what fate throws at us. But I've been very lucky to support and also be supported by them.
Okay, do you think?
Lovely. Thank you so much, Misan. Okay. It really absolutely is this obvious. King Charles arrived at High Court in London. No, he's not in trouble, but there to celebrate the exceptional work of court staff. The visit coincidentally comes 24 hours before the same court will rule on Harry's legal case against Mirror Group newspapers. How interesting. So, from a distance, you see a couple of old grubby men, the Lord Lieutenant of London, he's the one in uniform, and then the one with the long coat and the childbearing hips, that's Charles. Charles, the only man that I know that for some reason uses cherry lip gloss and has those very unusual childbearing hips. I don't understand. But you know what they say, never let cousins marry. Attentioners! Don't marry your cousin! Attentioners! Don't marry your cousin! Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, Charles comes strutting into the court today. Cool King Charles looks sharp in his navy suit as he visits Royal Courts of Justice in central London. Is that where it is? Okay. On the 14th December, His Majesty King Charles III visits the Royal Courts of Justice in London for an event celebrating the close relationship between the monarchy and the judiciary. I almost cussed. Celebrating the monarchy and the judiciary. Meaning, I don't need to remind you this, but you do know I'm above the law, right? Yes, I'm above the law. Yes, I may have childbearing hips. Yes, my hands may look like catcher's mitts. And it's true, I do wear strawberry lip gloss, but I'm still the king. So he just wanted to make sure they knew. And there he is, shaking hands, unveiling the plaque, reminding people that on this day I visited the royal courts. He even surprised some students that were doing a mock trial. He walked in and surprised them. And much to the surprise of those students, one minute you're sitting there trying to go through a court case and enters Charles III. I mean, you couldn't make up something like that. Attentiones, sausage finger. Attentiones, sausage fingers. So listen to this very ominous thing from what's his name, Paul Decray. Anyway, my advice for King Charles, my twin, truly Harry, who is engaged in a preposterous legal contretemps, which means a small disagreement, I hear, with the male, is his mother's son, while the prince is filling his boots with turning his self-pity into an industry. His mother, and I would argue, invented the art of victimhood, an insidious, debilitating, very modern malaise. Born on the exact same day as Charles, I referred before to the fact that at the palace I am known as the twin. So I hope King Charles will consider this lese majeste. That means an offense to the king. If I offer my alter ego and following altruistic advice, sir, on one mistake, your saintly mother on one mistake, your saintly mother was to allow the monarchy who varieties should be timeless. This guy is using some big words. To become a celebrity institution akin to show business with the what is that, epidural vulgar values. This has reached its inevitable nightmare apotheosis, and a monstrous self-indulgent, he should know, I mean, look at the words he's using, of Prince Harry and Andrew. Cauterize them, sir. That sounds threatening, doesn't it? When you have a wound that's, leaking, you want to cauterize it. You want to stop the infection. You want to clot the blood. So he says, cauterize them, sir. You and William need to return the crown to institutional obscurity. It's the media that will suffer. The great royal soap opera of the past 30 years has sold billions of papers, particularly for the male. The less people know about you, the more your mystique will increase. Dare to be boring. You, your family, and the British Constitution will be the happier for it. Woo! I got a headache. This guy used some big words. Let me see, who the heck is this? I don't even know what he looks like. Paul. What is his name? Oh, okay, Decree. Paul Decree. Paul, are these words big enough for you? Decree. Oh, okay. Oh my God, he looks evil. He looks evil. Oh, it's the Spectator. No wonder. You know, the Spectator is like an ultra right-wing paper. That explains everything. He's writing for the Spectator, and they are super, super right-wing. Well, that explains everything. Cauterized them, sir. Now, that sounds threatening, doesn't it? Cauterize them? Isn't that what you do with a festering wound before a person gets an infection and die? What is that supposed to mean? Cauterize them, sir. That sounds, you know what? He sounds too intelligent to be Pierce Morgan. Pierce Morgan don't use big words like that. Antonio, what's going on, Antonio? Let me see. Got here just on time to hear Misan Harriman. What a classy man. Now, Sir Baron and beautiful squatties. So happy to be here. I miss being here live. Replay is good. Live is excellent. Well, thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you, as always, for being a member and watching Royal Sussex. Unfortunately, you got here in time to. Actually, I'm glad you're here. You could have helped me sound out some of them big words. Like, let me see, what's one of those words? Altruistic. Okay, that's easy. And the les machis, magist. Let me see. Okay, I'm okay with that one. It was one of them words. I was like, what? Do what? And then at least one of these words, I think I once treated with some penicillin. I do. I think one of these words I treated with some penicillin. Apotheosis. Apotheosis. What the heck is that? Apotheosis. This has reached an inevitable nightmare apotheosis in the monstrous self-indulgence of Prince Harry and Andrew's. Cauterized them, sir. I mean, where is he from? Middle Earth? Where is he from? Middle Earth? Does that sound like somebody from what is that? The Game of Thrones? That is very Game of Thrones. Cauterized him, sir. This guy is talking straight out of Middle Earth. Joanna Hong, thank you so much for the super sticker. I tell you, trying to sound them words out, got the screen of my computer about as juicy as it could be. I done spit all over this thing. Cauterized them, sir. Yeah, that's a bit highfalutin for my taste. Oh well. So to continue, Majesty Magazine, blah 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 blah. The King is visiting the Royal Courts of Justice, Strand, London. Now notice, and this is what I was trying to say earlier. This is what I was talking about. Notice it says, His Majesty the King will visit the Royal Courts. Engagement embargo until arrival at approximately 14:30 hours. Meaning, what is that time? Is that's 2:30? Nope. 2:30. Let me see, 1:30. Yeah. Yeah, that's 2:30. That's 2:30 in the afternoon. So 1400 hours. Well, if they do that, guess what? They don't have to worry about what do you call it? They don't have to worry about the Republic people being there. That's why they have an embargo. They didn't put it out where it was public. Nobody knew he was going to be there. Otherwise, those yellow placards would have been there. Let's see. Lorna Williams says, Paul Darcy, former editor of Daily Mail. Thank you very much. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Sounds like a threat to me. Cauterize them? That is, if I understand old medicine, when you want to cauterize a wound, that's the reason why they do certain things with lasers, because the laser not only cuts, but it seals the blood flow. I mean, it burns, it stinks, it's rather gruesome. And this is the language that this guy from Middle Earth is using. I mean, I can understand that he wants to, remind people like me how superior he is, but you don't have to talk like you're in the Shire. I mean, he sounds like he's talking to Frodo Baggins. Ugh, I'm telling you, I feel like I have, I feel like my hat is too tight. During a visit to the Royal Court of Justice, His Majesty the King will have an opportunity to recognize um, and celebrate the work of the judiciary and his constitutional commitment to the rule of law given effect by His Majesty's Court and Tribunal. In other words, you know, I'm king, right? And this is the royal court, right? So when Harry comes in here tomorrow, wink, wink. All right? You heard me. When Harry come in here tomorrow, wink, wink. Let me see. Actually, I'm gonna skip this for the moment. Was I through? I guess I was through with the court. Yeah, I was through with the court. Unless you all have something else you want to add to it. I think I was through with that. I thought I had more, but that was it. Let me see. Courtney Sylvester says the fact that man said it's the media that will suffer shows that he is unable to read the room. The royals will suffer more because the media has them all over a barrel. I get that reference. That sounds like something that you roll out just before you start making those pulled pork sandwiches. But yeah, got them over a barrel. Let me see. When I catheterized someone is to put a two. We hope it doesn't come to that, Sonia Alexandra. We hope it doesn't come to that. Maybe later though. Let's see how it goes. 1960, like Charles would take his idiot advice, he wrote an entire article with a bunch of big words that no one can understand except himself, and has the audacity to call himself Charles' twin. What an ego. Yeah, because Charles don't talk like that either. Charles would struggle to understand that. And this guy is supposed to be speaking the King's English. If you ask me, he's speaking Middle Earth King's English. That's some English straight out the Shire. Yep. That's that's English straight out of the Shire. Instead of straight out of the hood, that's straight out of the Shire English. I would, you know what? I would pay good money for that guy to do a rap song. I would pay good money for him to somehow bust some rhyme flows using words like Lise Mastis and what's the other one? Apotheosis. So okay, apotheosis, that's Latin, right? And Lise Magiste, that has got to be French. That sounds French in origin. And let's see, what's the other one? Cauterize them. So I don't know that. I don't know what that is. Oh, and the contretemps. That's French. Contretemps. The P is silent. Contretemps. Yeah, I don't know when was the last time I had a contretemps, but like I say, it sounds like something I cured with some penicillin. Uh Oh, maybe the dialect is Mumbleese. Oh, I don't care what nobody say. You know that man got a thesaurus out and was trying to figure out what he was going to say so he could try to impress people. Maybe he thought if it went over my head, I wouldn't know what to think about it. But that's why we got the internet. Connie Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you as always for watching Royal Sussex and for having a membership to Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. That was very, what is the word? Lise machiste of you. Okay. All right. let me get serious here. So yeah, Charles went strutting into court today to remind everybody. And also, speaking of reminders, I don't need to tell you guys that Charles did the same thing when it came to that cash for cash for honors. Remember when they were supposed to be investigating and Charles went to the Met Police to thank them for the hard work that they're doing? As a matter of fact, whenever Charles goes to thank people for something, it seems to go away. Whatever that something is seems to go away. And if I remember, William went all the way to Poland to thank the soldiers for whatever they were doing in Poland, the British soldiers stationed in Poland. And somehow he stumbled into a cafe that just happened to be in the LGBTQ neighborhood, nothing to look at, no big deal. And he just happened to have the menu memorized and ordered a pulled pork sandwich. That's it. That's it. He just likes to be thorough. So he committed the menu to memory. That's all. Nothing to look at. No need to get your contretemps out of joint. There's no need for a contretemps. I'm so French. Contretemps. Contretemps. Oui, monsieur. Contretemps. I am so continental, I tell you. Okay, so this guy right here, he went after Gums. He went after Gums. Let me play the little actually, I can do the video. I forgot I can do this. I can do this video. Don't worry, there won't be a comfort-fumf, however you say it. It won't be a comfort-fumf if I play this video.
Also, she needs to learn how to be a lady and get out of the car, just saying. So I'll be doing a longer...
Who that girl? Y'all go watch that video, come back. I got some things to say, okay? It's always the crusty bugs that's got something to say about somebody else sitting there. The way they look, the way they get out of the car, what kind of dress they're wearing, what her makeup is, the smile on her face, her man holding the umbrella for her. Something's always wrong because that girl, instead of brushing her hair for the past month, has been fixated on Harry and Meghan. But here's the deal. She created a whole TikTok to talk about how awful Meghan and Harry are. But guess what, honey? If Meghan and Harry didn't exist, you wouldn't even have a platform because you aren't a creator, you're a repeater. You take a narrative that's extremely popular, you put it on here, you hope it gets an algorithm where you get a lot of likes and follows from some hateful, racist, misogynistic, sexist people, because that's the category that you fall into. You know what that is? Level 0, raggedy. It's the lowest form of creating because you're not creating at all.
Sweetie. And we all know when you call somebody sweetie, what you really are saying, sweetie. Somebody call you sweetie, they don't mean sweetie. Anyway, he went there. He said what a lot of people have been thinking. And which is why I have this picture right here. When Meghan got out of the car, she stepped out in the most ladylike manner possible. She didn't jump out and kick her leg high in the air. She didn't tuck one leg behind her, and she didn't and she's not wearing a mini. She's not wearing a mini. But when Kate stepped out, it didn't leave a whole lot to the imagination. I mean, this is really doing the most. It was unnecessary. This is a very loud and conspicuously vulgar outfit to wear when you are greeting the president and the first lady of Korea, South Korea. You are going to a state function and you decided, oh, this is the day that I will wear that super short red mini. Yeah. And when I get out the car, I'm going to tuck one of my legs behind my ear, and then the other one I will plant not on the running board, but all the way down to the pavement. And that way I will get the most attention. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, what conversation do you have with yourself that morning when you know the gravity of the situation, and still you go and greet a head of state like that? I mean, it's not. And then look at the way Charles is like, oh God, she's showing too much leg. Camilla, can you believe it? Camilla, weren't you going to wear red tonight? I was. So you know what Camilla did to retaliate, right? Hello, is this the Daily Mail? Senior Royal here. I have some dirt. This is a Senior Royal. Do you want this gossip or not? That's what she did. As soon as that meeting was over with, Camilla went and ducked away somewhere and got on that phone and started leaking and briefing. She immediately started leaking and briefing. So, okay. All right. And of course, this is the practice that Kate used to exit. Kate was up all night watching videos from last Christmas. This this is how Kate practiced stepping out of the state Bentley. You see what I mean? That's how she practiced. She sat up all night watching the Radio City Music Hall rocket. She stayed up all night watching the Radio City Music Hall Rockettes practicing exiting the vehicle to greet the she stayed up all night practicing her stepping out of the vehicle for the day. So if you ever decide that you want to impress or upset somebody, like maybe the next time you visit a head of state and you want to know how to get out of the car, just do what Kate did. You just sit up all night watching the Rockettes, and you kick, swing, kick. You know what though? I had forgot I had put this picture on there, and now that I'm seeing it for the first time since, now it's actually kind of funny to me too. Da 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 da. Oh boy. Hello, Ivy here. Oh, there we go. Hello, Ivy here. Bye for now. Bye from Ivy. Bye. Ivy, you just in time. I have figured out the reason Kate was able to do that. It was all of that practicing with the Radio City Music Hall Rockettes. Very athletic she is. Okay. So the other day, I introduced you all to a member of the Sussex squad. And as you know, she seems to have a very interesting dialect that she uses when she talks to derangers and talk about the royal family. Well, this is actually Twitter, uh, her Twitter page. So of course I blocked her name and the image of the individual who's holding the book. I thought it wise to block their face as well. But it's not until you take a closer look and you realize, wait a minute, that's not what is it, Tommy the Train? This is the person that I have fallen madly in love with because I really like her spirit. She says what other people are thinking. And when it comes to the royals, she takes no prisoners. And the derangers, let me see. I'm trying to find her tweet from yesterday. Uh, oh, yeah, this is it. As you can see, she was listening to the moans of the um, derangers, and her response, which I think is classic. I'll pull it down so you can see it. Boo hoo. Anyway, I love her. I think she's funny. But she has some zingers on there. She has some zingers. So if you're on Twitter, you probably have seen her account before. I thank you not to say the name, but you probably have seen her account. So anyway, that is her Twitter profile. Very, very funny. Ah, uh, Delvin Adams. Delvin Adams is a photographer. I never take pictures while working, laugh out loud, but after being with the cast and Oprah for the last week, I found time to get a picture with her. These are moments that don't hit me until afterwards, but I'm finding time to really take it in and enjoy this experience. How about that? Now, this is a man that's doing the work that he loves, very passionate about photography. And what happens? He meets Oprah Winfrey. How sweet is that? I love that. And while you're in the moment, I can understand what he's saying. When you're in the moment, you're working, so you don't really take the time to, I guess, feel the weight of the moment. But then afterwards, when you get home and you're like, oh, what a great day. Wait, I took a photo with Oprah Winfrey today and I met this person and that person. I mean, how great is that to have a job that takes you to the places where you meet like the whole cast of a movie or something like that. Not to mention the talk show queen, Oprah Winfrey. I mean, Oprah is the best of the best. And there he is just hanging out with her. So very cool. That'll be one to tell the grandkids, right? And this is at the National Portrait Gallery. Now, if you are from the UK or any other big country, then you know, or even little country, then you know that there's always a National Portrait Gallery. So ours is at the Smithsonian Institute, which is a collection of publicly funded museums right there on the National Mall. And they have the Museum of Natural History. They have the Black History Museum. They have all kind of museums and history there. And if you don't know where that is, I'll tell you. Whenever you see the inauguration of a president, people tend to spread out in the National Mall all the way up to the Capitol building. So it's that big open green space uh, in Washington, D.C. And that is where you should find the National Portrait Gallery. And so there's Oprah's portrait. And of course, she's wearing her favorite color, purple. Actually, you know what? Oprah's favorite color, I'm such a Oprah file. Oprah's favorite color is apple green. She loves apple green, but purple has brought her a lot of luck and a lot of fortune, but her color is really apple green. Right? She looks amazing. She looks amazing. Thanks to Oprah, if you're trying to find Ozempics or any of those other medications, you ain't gonna find them because Oprah has put that on the map. You know, I knew she was doing some intervention. I don't know which medication she's taken, but she's taken one of those, and the results are dramatic. The results are dramatic. What? Uh, Well, I mean, she didn't want to jinx herself. You know, Pierce Morgan, the only weight problem he has is a hog head, right? A hog head and a beer gut. But Pierce Morgan has not struggled through the trauma and the embarrassment of uncontrollable weight gain. And just to show you how insensitive he is, of course, he is going after a black woman. That is his favorite, is targeting black women. That is his favorite thing to do. So you know how they say it's not over until the fat lady sings? Well, it's not over until the hog head sings. So it couldn't be complete without Hoghead. Hoghead loves to hog the limelight. He is so adept in making everything about him with that big hog head. Anyway, Oprah is living her best life. Oh, I didn't notice the details on her dress. Look at that. It's got those roses or scallops. That's pretty, right? She looks amazing. That's really a good look for her. I love it. Yeah. Well, she's telling us that's what happened to her, but we don't know. I mean, look at who she's married to. You know what I'm saying? She said that it was that, but look at who she's married to. It could be that, or it could be some other something for medicinal purposes. Let's see. Oh, and I decided to frame it, right? So I layered a frame on top of that burnt orange background, and that way you get the feeling like you just walked through a portrait gallery. Oh, you guys, I think I'm having like a post-nasal drip or something because my voice has been really bad for 2 days, and I know I don't have a cold. I'm not around anybody without a mask on, especially people I don't know. So I know I don't have a cold, but I think I'm having like post-nasal drip. Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on there. It is like that major side effect. So this is the artist. My goodness, Oprah has been finding the most handsome young men to hang around. Uh, I don't know. I'm just saying. She seems to find the most handsome young men to hang around. But anyway, that's the artist. And Let me see here. Okay, an oil painting of Oprah Winfrey by Sean Michael Warren was unveiled at the National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. The painting depicts a smiling Winfrey in a voluminous purple taffeta dress by Christian Siriano, its color referring to her first film role in Steven Spielberg's 1985 version of The Color Purple. Winfrey is depicted walking across a grass lawn amid the oak trees of the verdant prayer garden at her estate in Montecito, California. Holding an olive branch in her left hand, the artist received the commission after painting a mural of Winfrey in the West Loop neighborhood of Chicago in 2020, near where Winfrey's Harpo studio had been located until 2015. The full-length portrait measures approximately 70 inches by 56 inches, or 180 centimeters by 140 centimeters. It has been added to the permanent collection of the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. Ta-da! Very, very cool. I am so impressed. Okay. And this is what they just mentioned. This is the one that he painted in Chicago near where the old Harpo studio was located. So there are quite a few of those huge public murals like that around the city of Chicago. There's a really great painting of Michelle Obama. And one thing you should know about Chicago, there is not a very big culture of spray painting. Chicago is one of the few cities where the purchase of spray paint is illegal. It's not illegal to have it, but you just can't. Well, actually, yeah, it's not illegal to have it, but you just can't buy it within the city limits. They don't sell it. So if you want spray paint, you have to go to the suburbs or you have to order it online. So you will be impressed when you're in Chicago. You'll notice that there is very little graffiti. Very odd for a large city. But as I like to say, they don't spray paint. They spray lead. Yeah, they spray lead. Welcome to Chicago. Okay. Well, yeah, that I love that. That's beautiful. Now, here's another little cartoon for you. I shared one with you yesterday. Here's another one. Keep them coming. Oh my God, that house is on fire. We have to help. Is anyone there? Of course, that is supposed to be Meghan. Is there anyone there? Cough, cough, help us. We're over here. Cough. Cough, cough, it's okay. You're okay. And then, of course, what does the Daily Mail say? Meghan drags kids out of warm house into the winter. That, of course, is the way it is viewed by the Daily Mail. Witnesses say her face was covered with soot, but you could something she was smirking. Oh, it probably says you could tell she was smirking. Oh, Lord. You could tell she was smirking. Well, I tell you what. It would be funny if it wasn't true, but that is a Daily Mail headline, isn't it? They will find some way to condemn Meghan. Whatever it takes, by any means necessary, they will find some kind of way to condemn Meghan. Like, here you go. Harry to marry into gangster royalty, new love from crime-ridden neighborhood. Meghan's favorite snack, fueling drought and murder. Harry and Meghan, Vancouver home surrounded by drugs. I never saw that one before. Meghan Markle. Oh gosh, I'm not even going to repeat that one. Meghan Markle, Prince Harry chaos, royal wedding. Flowers could have put Charlotte's life at risk. These are actual headlines. These are not made up. Related to Jack the Ripper. Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say, you guys, is let's hope that Harry is victorious tomorrow. We have to pray that Harry is victorious. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle Foundation starts Milwaukee project to help Afghan women. So, as you know, they had that big announcement, right? With their charitable organization, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry began a new project this year aimed at fostering a sense of belonging for resettled Afghan women in Milwaukee and 10 other hubs across the country. Um, the project was publicly announced this week through the impact report of the couple's charitable Archwell Foundation. They launched the New Welcome Project, which is intended to support women led programming for recently settled Afghan women to help build more inclusive and connected communities. Depending on the location, programming can include sewing, art, hiking, swimming, photography, storytelling, and cooking. The report said there's also a welcome dinner component so participants can share a meal together. So that is in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. So what's really cool about this is that I could only imagine there will be similar announcements in various zip codes all across the US, which is cool for the Sussexes. It keeps their names out there in a very positive way, and I am very appreciative for that. And we are just about done. Okay, like I can see that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, this is the last slide. Prayer for justice. Almighty God, our all majesty is yours alone. You alone judge the nations. Rise up, O Lord, bring your justice down. Extend your mighty hand to crush the stronghold of the enemy. Send your Holy Spirit and legions of angels to fight for us. Bring justice, my God. The blood of the martyrs cries out. Answer thy cry. Your perfect justice measured only by your perfect mercy. All transgressions paid in full. On the cross of Christ, let the truth of Christ crucified ring out. O Lord, let the glory of the resurrection of the Son pour justice down upon us. Come forth, O Lord, come forth now. In the holiest name of all, Jesus Christ, amen. Now, that is a prayer from a squatty grandmother. And I told you, that's what protects the Sussexes are those praying grandmothers. There's nothing like a grandmother's prayer. So, whatever your belief is, please send that positivity because the fix is in, and they are trying to destroy two wonderful people. As Toni Morrison said, in order to be tall, they believe some people have to be on their knees just so that they can be tall. And that makes so much sense. There's a lot of people whose height is not measured in feet, inches, or meters. It is measured in their ability to crush other people. And that is why Royal Sussex exists, because I can't stand a bully. Oh, I can't stand a bully. So do send your prayers because they're going to need it, because there's some dark forces. And as Harry said, those are the same dark forces that targeted my mother. Harry knows too much. Harry has seen too much. And it worries them because, in spite of everything that they've done, people still love Harry and Meghan. And also, very popular in the household, Doria. The way Doria is received in public places, we had a chance to see that this past year, and it was something wonderful. It is something wonderful. That's because Doria's spirit is wonderful. She is the rock of that family. And no matter how hard they try, they will not succeed in breaking them, especially if the Sussex squad has anything to say about it. So thank you so much. You guys are getting off easy tonight. It is just after midnight here. So I am not going to drag this out. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Connie Balmer, again for the Ricola. And also, thank you, Black Queen, Ernie Cool, Andrew Bodie, Black Queen, Antonio, who, don't forget, you guys, Antonio has a channel. Joanna Hong, Lorna Williams, Connie Balmer. Thank you all so much. And remember, we are going to be live for New Year's Eve starting at 11:30 East Coast time, and we're going to end after midnight on the West Coast. So we are going to send out our Happy New Year's to everyone across these US of A and Canada, going from one time zone to the next, and it should be fun. And right now, I am working very hard to come up with a great list of. I'm just kidding. I ain't started it yet, but I am probably about 12:30 afternoon New Year's Eve. Oh man, but yeah, we'll have fun. We'll do some things. Well, that sounds like a last word to me. Everyone, please stay safe, pray, don't peg, and hydrate. Okay, and speaking of our queens, we did mention the Rock Doria, and of course, the very spirit of the Sussex family, Princess Diana. And I know Diana will be there tomorrow. We'll all be there. So let me see. If it's midnight here, it is probably 6 a.m. in the UK, right? And court should be in about 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And I don't suppose they're going to drag it out. So I would say we should know something in about maybe 8 hours. Yeah, about 8 hours, we should know something. But whatever the case may be, keep this in your prayers because it's very important. Harry winning these cases will go a long way to protect that family in the future. As a matter of fact, winning these cases may help to bring forth some legislation that will create some laws that will protect everybody, not just Harry and Meghan, but everybody, because the tabloid media, they are like a runaway train. You just cannot stop them. And they have been able to get away with a lot because there's no protection for the public. So this is why it would be really to everybody's advantage that they are involved with what's going on with this, because the media has caused so much pain to everyday people who just happen to have had something that brought their name to the public. And next thing you know, you have these rogue reporters investigating them because they lost a family member. These are the same type of people that hacked a dead teenager's phone lending false hope to the family that she was still alive. When the police noticed that someone had accessed her phone, that changed the way they searched for this young lady. Now, unfortunately, she was already deceased, but the police were operating with the assumption that she was still alive. That's why this is important. So, if you believe in truth and justice and fair play, then please do support with your prayers or however you can. All right. All right. So that's it, you guys. I am going to close with the Ginger Avenger, more so poignant now than ever before. And that is the Ginger Avenger.
So she needs to learn how to be a lady and get out of the car, just saying. So I'll be doing a longer
Who that girl? Y'all go watch that video, come back. I got some things to say, okay? It's always the crusty bugs that's got something to say about somebody else sitting there. The way they look, the way they get out of the car, what kind of dress they're wearing, what her makeup is, the smile on her face, her man holding the umbrella for her. Something's always wrong because that girl, instead of brushing her hair for the past month, has been fixated on Harry and Meghan. But here's the deal. She created a whole TikTok to talk about how awful Meghan and Harry are. But guess what, honey? If Meghan and Harry didn't exist, you wouldn't even have a platform because you aren't a creator, you're a repeater. You take a narrative that's extremely popular, you put it on here, you hope it gets an algorithm where you get a lot of likes and follows from some hateful, racist, misogynistic, sexist people, because that's the category that you fall into. You know what that is? Level 0, raggedy. It's the lowest form of creating because you're not creating at all.
Raggedy. Oh boy, I tell you, that was quite the read. I love it. Raggedy. Get your raggedy self out of here. He said what he said. He said what he said. Let's see. And Archie's birthday is what, May the 6th, right? Because Republic, they have something in May. And I wonder if that's like the anniversary date. Let me take a look. Okay, yes, May 4th. Trafalgar Square, May 4th. But okay, that's the date. Republic is going to meet, although he should be in the dock over corruption allegations. That's Graham Smith. He tweeted about King Charles making that surprise visit today to the courthouse. And Graham Smith, he's the leader of the Republic group. All right. Okay, you guys. So no dragging it out. I promise. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all for being here. And don't forget to pray for our fave. We are with you, Harry. We are with you. Okay, good night. Oh, and thank you, moderators.